Trinny.
Hello, my darling. Welcome to the reincarnation of Closet Confessions, because we're going to do things a bit differently from now until Christmas. We're not going to look at anything new. We're going to try and give tips and hints as to how you can switch things out styling wise in your wardrobe if they feel tired or you've had them for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. We're also going to look at how do you take things where you love the shape but the colour doesn't suit you and still keep them in your wardrobe, either by dyeing them or else by wearing good colours with them. So we're going to do a lot of colour theory. And I'm going to start off this week with things that we saw from last week's Closet Confessions, where I went into storage, getting things ready for the King's Trust sale, 9th and 10th of October, in aid of Change a Girl's Life campaign. And I'm going to take about 5 items and I'm going to think how I used to wear them and how I'm going to wear them now.
So exciting.
So the first item is this, and I know how old it is because it's a really old piece from Lanvin. It's 2012, so it is 13 years old. And when I bought this, I loved the idea that it had that inspiration of Chanel, but it felt a little bit different. Now, I used to wear it with a skinny jean underneath and this buttoned up. So it was very, very clean, slim silhouette. And I feel what I don't want to do is go back to how I used to wear it, because that won't inspire me to wear it differently. So let's see what we can do. Okay. So, starting with real core basics. These are some COS trousers. Now, if you're really tall, I always believe, or petite, that if you like the fit around your waist and you like what it does around your bum, take up or take down the hem. In this instance, I took the hem all the way down. It was much deeper, so that it's long enough where when I wear a trainer that it still sits on the floor. I'm going with a trainer, and also I'm going with a shoulder pad top, because I remember when I wore this before, I didn't use shoulder pads. So I'm just going to have that like that there, and I'm going to pull the neckline up here, but I'm purposely keeping the top bit really casual. So I like, for me, the proportion now, whereas before it was very narrow underneath, and this does need a bit of pressing because it's been squidged up. Now there's a nice longer silhouette.
Trinny, what would you say to the women who found comfort in wearing those skinny jeans or are still in that style? This is obviously very different.
Yeah, I think that when you've been used to a certain narrow silhouette, challenging yourself to play with volume is really tricky, because you kind of, some people will equate a silhouette with how they feel about the shape and the size of their body. There are so fewer rules than when I first started learning to dress and finding my style. So it's about pushing the boat out and just trying things and not being worried about, does it make me look wider or shorter, but just think, is there a comfort and a flow in the clothes? I like the fact that the sort of width of this tweedy jacket coat is, you know, the width of trousers continues that flow. So I really love that. It does need a jolly good pressing. So I'm just going to see now if I put something on it and with it, would it be a long necklace or would that take it back to how it was? The other thing is pushing up the sleeves. I never push up sleeves. So would I push up the sleeves? Lila just gave me a little bracelet now. She said, Mommy, this is like your Tiffany cuff.
Oh, cute.
So I'm just going to do one cuff. Maybe I quite like this idea. Instead of my being Wonder Woman double, I've just gone to a single. So I quite like that, really easy. How would I wear it if I wanted to wear it for the evening? So I am starting off putting every bloody accessory on, because I'm also choosing accessories I haven't worn for a while. One of them is this necklace, which I got at Zara. But I like the idea of having a waistcoat with a little necklace. So this was a waistcoat that we got together with Karen Britchick in New York, in Brooklyn. It was $28, and it's one of my favorite waistcoats because it's like a denim blue. The skirt is inspired by the black skirt I had from Tilly, and I had it and I made it in silver. And the shoes are shoes that I bought. I thought they were too gold. Molly went to take them back, and she admitted to me when I was in the cupboard in the office the other day that it was over the sell-by date and she couldn't take them back, and she just left them hidden in the office. And I thought, actually, even though they're too gold for me, these are Arlington 66, why not?
Oh my gosh, they are
when you're
fab.
tanned as well.
When I'm tanned, it
Yeah.
helps, yes. So I could just have this over my shoulders, like that.
Yeah. And Trinny, have you picked out the gold because there's like gold hardware? And
Yeah, there's a little bit of gold hardware, and I think that navy and gold, when you're a little bit tanned, is really appealing. I never also would have worn this over my shoulders, because I started to wear things over my shoulders. Well, I did wear them 10 years ago over my shoulders, but not with a skirt. And I hardly wore skirts. So that feels, for me, quite grown up, but quite elegant.
It's different, I love it.
I know, and how your style has evolved, even in 5 years.
Even within 5 years, because if we go back to 5 years ago, I would never have done these proportions. So I've got to think, okay, when would I wear this? Now, if I was going to the office and it's still sort of that transitional dressing, I would wear this actually, and I might wear it with a flat shoe, and then if I was going for a lunch, I would then put the heel on. And I'm also going to try changing the shoe, because I like the shoe. I think it's too smart, so could I do this in the day, but have more casual shoe? Something I never would have done, because I never wore high ankle strap sandals ever, because I thought my ankles, but the length of this skirt means I feel I can.
I love these. I haven't seen them before.
Yeah, and these are Geo something Rossi.
Yes.
They just make it more chilled. Let me just see if I do this, and then I'll have that. And I actually prefer it.
And also, I know this is crazy, but because you don't have the neon pink pedicure anymore,
I know.
we're not kind of like drawn to
so
that.
tiny,
I know
it's
that's
so
tiny.
true. And I took that off this summer, and as much as I've always done the neon pink pedicure, it's so much more versatile for me not to have the neon pink pedicure. So this I will wear to the office tomorrow.
Yeah, that's fab.
I really like this.
Trinny, your skin looks amazing.
Thank you, darling.
What makeup would you do for this look? Because it looks great as it is, but what have you got on?
Well, when you get back from the summer, the things I think you need to do transitionally is, I was in a humid place and my skin felt great. I got back and I felt like a shriveled goddamn prune. And even though I wore SPF 50 on my face all day and 30 on my body, I got a tan. I put on a lot of Miracle Halo underneath my elixir. So I put a lot of Miracle Halo on, and then I put elixir on, and I just wanted that dewy, hydrated skin. And then I've just done a very simple lip, which I think is Violine or something. But I think for something like this, I want fresh skin.
Yeah, it just looks really healthy.
Thank you, darling. Another good thing to do, and this is just a trick, is when you're playing in your wardrobe, take pictures of when you sort of got there. And we always know when we got there, when we look in the mirror and think, oh, that's nice, I feel good in that. Take a picture and try and take a picture with a plain background, or, so nice in AI now, there's 2 or 3 apps which I'm going to show you where you can remove the background. I'll give you the 2.
You can do it just on your notes as well.
What you do?
We're on photos.
Yeah.
Hold the person.
Yeah.
Copy.
Yeah.
Notes.
Yeah.
New page. Paste. And ignore I've got a black background, but you can have a white background.
Can't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I think you can do.
You can squidge it.
Yeah,
like
and then
that,
you can do a little.
A girl next to me on the tube was doing that this morning.
Really?
And I thought, that's clever. That's a good way
Very
to use
good
your
idea.
commute.
So I got this about 2 years ago at Selfridges in the sale. It's by Ambush, and I loved it. I love the aeration of the sleeve, everything. I love the way it sort of did up, but the colour is shit. So there's a couple of things here. I can either ask if Susanna thinks we can dye it, and it is cotton, so I might be able to. It has a really weird closing mechanism, which I liked, like that, there.
Ooh.
All right.
That
But
cinched you in.
it cinched me in, and I love the shape. Now, the one thing, when you have a colour that doesn't suit you, you can always consider having something dark underneath. Because the difference between that and I'd normally wear it with white is still could be washing out. But that, having dark underneath, which is a rule I never would have done, and actually keeping that a bit open, and then you just see the contrast and it feels better. Do you think it feels better on my skin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I do.
Can we see from the back? Because, oh, it's cinched at the back.
It's such a nice shape.
Okay, so where are you wearing this, Trinny?
I'm wearing this when we start to do transitional dressing. So let's bring it back out then. It might come out this colour, or it might come out another colour. But all I know for the moment is I got to wear it with the darker colour underneath to make it wearable. I love this. I remember when I did the makeover mission, I must have worn this in 12 countries to film over 5 years. It's again Lanvin. I used to buy a lot of Lanvin in 2007 to 2012. I have it in pink and in grey. But this length is not me anymore, and it really reminds me of that era. If I belt it, it makes no difference. It's still a shift dress, albeit in a beautiful fabric, etc. So I have to really switch it up to wear it. Really nice thing to do, depending even if you need a bra or not, is some things, when they're more old-fashioned, have a very tight armhole, that you could make a longer armhole, you could cut a slit all the way up the side, and you could wear trousers underneath. So that could have been a shift dress. That was where it ended, the armhole, and I took it longer. And then I put a seam much higher up the dress. So it then became something I could wear over trousers. I used to do a lot of dress over trouser moments in the 90s. So I'm going to do this again, but it's slightly different because they are from a brand I saw on Instagram called Rooty, but they're sort of a soft balloon, very comfortable.
You're so into this shape this year.
I know I am. I'm very into the shape this year. Well, it'll be for everyone. I fucking love it. So I want to do a shoe that makes it feel really different from what it was before. So we're halfway there and making it feel different.
Yeah.
But the fabric is really floaty. So I could also, when you're playing with thin fabric, you just want to do lots of different playing. So an obvious playing is just to tuck in a bit and let something drape. So you see, as we always talk about, the length of leg still. You're not cut off.
When you're styling a piece and it's not working for you how it used to,
Yeah.
when do you style it in a new way compared to when do you alter it?
When something has an integrity about it, that it's like a beautiful piece and it was a big investment, which this was, I don't particularly want to just cut off the bottom and make it a top. That to me allows me to have this volume. For some people it might seem quite balloon-like. When you're doing volume, another trick is, where do you have delicacy with the volume? So I've got it ending at the right place on my leg for an ankle boot. If it was a shoe, this might be ending too short, but with a boot, it brings your foot up, so you still have that same amount of skin left. That,
yeah.
you think white.
I don't know, I kind of think the blue.
Do you want to sort of blend in a top and tail in white, or do you want to go white?
I think there's 3 points of white reference with
It's
that,
too
which
many.
seems a lot.
Yeah.
It's different in blue.
I'm being a bit, hello. And then there's a sense of, I'm being a bit chilled. All right, so that makes it more casual. I don't mind that this goes underneath and the white goes over because it's the same colour, but that I quite like. I'm just realising also, I have these trousers in grey and I have the dress in grey. There.
Yeah.
Winner.
Winner, because it does the volume there with the volume there, and it's not too long that the volumes are wrong from the side. This is shorter.
Oh, I like
It's
this.
cool.
It
This
really
is
works.
really
I mean,
cool.
that now is like, this is an
I
outfit.
know. Am I taking back what I said?
You are, because that I f***ing love.
Yeah, that's really-
But before we did this, I was going to think, let me look at what autumn winter trends are going to be like, and then I thought, autumn winter trends actually. What feels cool for me today, for the woman I am? This feels cool.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. I don't know how many of you are old enough to remember Sharon Stone at the Oscars wearing a pullover and an incredible skirt, and people are like, oh my God. So there is an element to me when I think of a really over-the-top skirt that it should be incredibly simple on the top half, and that's the way that you can make it more daytime. And it might be that if I want to wear it for day, do I say to myself, I need to cut a tiny bit of it off?
Where is it from, Trinny?
It's from Alice Temperley.
It's a really beautiful piece.
It's a great shape, isn't it? You see how much it changed it putting it on a heel?
Yeah.
It just makes it like, it's smart now.
I think it would be such a shame to lose the train.
Changes it up a lot by putting a sort of tough white cowboy boot with it. Would we do a round toe instead of
just one foot,
All
just
right,
so we
let's
can
just
see
do
the
one foot
contrast.
round.
Ooh, I think they're different looks.
Oh, what are we feeling?
Generally, if I'm wearing a sharp trouser, I'll do point. If I'm doing volume, I do round. This is volume, so one would say round is better. Ready for the random?
What's the random?
Don't look now. What do you think it is now?
Oh, the fluffies are back. So you know we talk about colour theory, Trinny.
Yeah.
Is purple one of those colours that a lot of them do go together?
Yes, it so is, and that's such a good point to make. These shoes work best when it's a very clean colour above. I have one thing I wanted to try with it. If I wanted to wear it more in winter than in summer.
No. Oh, purple and red. I would never put them together.
Okay, so I've left Jemima speechless, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I think I could do the purple and red. I think the shoes are wrong. I know that I felt at the time I didn't have one single brown boot. They're from Kate. In the meantime, we're going to decide, would we add pattern to the pattern?
Oh my gosh. Well, actually, can we just go back to this jacket first of all? Because I wasn't expecting you to pull this out.
Lila did this classic thing now. I've sent so many memes to her on this, but other mothers might identify. So we're in the shop. You should try that on, Mum. And I go, but Lila, I never wear red. She said, no, I think it would suit you. She turns to the sales assistant. Doesn't it look great on Mummy? And I go, Lila, I'd never wear something with a collar like this. I'd never wear red. Mama, I think it's fantastic. We could always share it if you're not sure how much you're going to wear it. The day after, Lila and I interviewing Jamie Lee Curtis, I go in the office and I'm doing something with you and I look up and there's Lila ready to go and she's in the jacket already. Okay, would I wear this honestly in winter? Now, would I wear something this long and extravagant in the day?
I think you could wear this though. You know, when you want to dress a little bit differently on holiday because are you not?
Look at her. Okay, we've got to get this right. But I think this I'm trying to make work, and this is better with jeans. The fabric is beautiful, it fits really well, and I'm going to keep it. I'm going to show you now how I used to wear it. It was with a narrow jean and a brogue and a white shirt. It's an old Celine. I love the colour. How am I going to wear it differently? With a really floppy pair of Frankie shop trousers. And
yes.
do you remember?
I remember
You remember,
these.
don't you? We were together. This is how I used to wear it. She's so good, Molly. Molly is like a goddamn detective. That's how I wore it, with the silver brogues
Yeah.
from Church's, the skinny jean, the clean shirt. Okay?
Noted.
Now, noted. So, I'm tempted that I ask her, Susanna, to
Steam it.
steam it, or I can steam it at home. So that's the shape of it.
Yes, you said this last week. So why would you do this, Trinny?
Because I don't like things that look really tired, so I don't like the frayed
So it
edge.
would be to hide that.
And to hide that. And also I want to feel there's something newness about it. So by really steaming that properly, I think that's quite, I mean, I love that.
Yeah.
I'd wear that when I was out. And then I could put a brooch here, like a silver brooch. I love the colour of this coat. Fantastic. Okay, ask her, Susanna, will you ask her? Okay, whilst this is on,
Yes.
I'm going to pick up something else which I also used to wear really smartly, which is this, and it's so heavy, from Alice Templey. She used to do things for weddings, and I got it because I was just obsessed with sequins. But I would wear it smart with black trousers and things, and I'm thinking, let me dress it down.
Yeah.
So I'm going to look at, I could do jeans, but I like the silver moment still.
Yeah.
But that is so nice. Like in Australia, running around.
What a cool look.
Needing glam, but
Yeah.
wanting to feel, you know, I'm
Oh
so happy to have this back in my life. I mean, this is heavy. It's not good if I'm doing hand luggage, but as a way for me to feel comfortable but glam, it's perfect.
Yeah.
The one thing I'm going to do though is this, is I will never do it up.
No.
I just cannot see a life in which I'll do it up.
Well, the line of the sequins is just totally pulled.
Yeah, that's so true. So I'm going to get these cut off,
Okay.
because then you don't see anything here. It's just this jacket.
No. I was going to ask, are you doing hand luggage for Australia?
No, I'm not. One last thing, which I'm just going to put on now, and we're going to see if we keep. Chloe and I did it's funny how little I've worn sequins, like this amount of sequins. I used to wear so many sequins, but we did a twinning with this. This was Adidas. So there's a few things for me that don't work in this, and I think that's why I didn't wear it again. I'm not great with trenches because they overwhelm me. And we talked about volume earlier, but a trench is a big lapel. It's usually a little extra piece here, which it still doesn't have. But I think the size of that lapel is not me. So would we do something with it to make it more wearable? Because there's something quite fun about what it is as a coat.
Because this is like a sequin houndstooth. This is quite niche.
Extremely niche.
What drew you to this coat to love it?
Because it felt so different, because I thought I'm not going to find anyone walking down the street who is wearing this. And even though it was on Adidas website, I remember there were very few.
Yeah.
And when I wore it, lots of people tried to get it, and there just weren't any. I think they didn't make many. So I've got to just see, as Susanna is here now, so leading into our next closet confessions, I've got to think, what could I do about this to change something here so that you know, would I do something like this?
Yeah.
So this is going to dovetail nicely into next week's, which is let's meet with Susanna and let's switch out things in our wardrobe, cut them up, chop them up, not with my scissors, thank God, and see what you can reinvent in your own wardrobe. So now I've changed the volume by pulling that in.
I much prefer this.
Yeah, and I could make the sleeve like...
It makes me think I didn't even really like it before.
Yeah. But that is so much better, isn't it? But it's just now I need to get rid of that. Until next week, bye!
Bye!